The Beast Awoken Scale has been out for about a month and a half now at this moment in time. And in today's video, I want to talk about what are the best Super Souls for this Awoken in my opinion. Now, I will say I have multiple Super Souls that I want to go over and talk about with you guys because I feel that this Awoken is one of those that honestly can have different Super Souls for different situations, not only from a CAC race standpoint, but also for what you're actually looking to get out of said Awoken and said Super Soul. So in today's video, again, we're going to be covering all the different Super Souls that I like to use. There's 3 I like to use for PvP, 1 that I feel is definitively the best for PvE, and then 1 Super Soul for PvE or PvP that is extremely controversial, and it'll be the first one that we get into. Alright, so taking a look at these Super Souls, getting it started with the one that I feel is the most controversial out of all the ones that I'm going to cover with you guys in this video right here. Now, this one, I can understand completely why people would want to run this with the Beast Awoken skill because, well, the biggest issue with the Beast Awoken is that it takes so long to actually transform. It kind of makes it a little bit unusable in the PvP side of things because if your opponent knows what they're doing, most likely you are going to get stamina broken with this Awoken skill right here. But this Super Soul offsets that because when you do get stamina broken with the Gamma 2 Super Soul, you need to be more careful. You instantly recover from your stamina break. Now, the reason that this Super Soul is so controversial is because, well, instantly recovering from a stamina break clearly is a bit cheesy in a lot of situations. Now, again, I understand it when you're combining it with the Beast Awoken because it's, well, one of the only true safe ways to get this Awoken skill off. But at the same time, what if you are actually stamina broken in the match before you even have the chance to transform? Like, that is my issue with using this on a Beast build, is because, well, again, if I got stamina broken before I even tried to transform and the opponent just outplayed me, got my stamina down to where they could break me, I would feel a bit scummy that my stamina instantly did recover with a Super Soul like this right here because, again, well, I just got outplayed. It's not like I was trying to transform. So for that reason, I would never run it, but at the same time, I can understand why people would run this only with the Beast Awoken and a Beast build on this game. Now, with that one being out the way, let's move on to what I feel is the best PvE Super Soul when it comes to this Awoken, and then we're going to talk about the 3 PvP Super Souls that I like to run when it comes to the Beast form. Now, when it comes to PvE, this Super Soul right here, damn, gonna have to go all out, which is a new Super Soul from the newest free update and the new Cell Max raid. It came out twice in both Cell Max raids. If you did not get it, next time the Cell Max raid comes around, you will have another opportunity at it. But it is the one from Gotenks, damn, gonna have to go all out. And what it does, a bit of time after the battle starts, it boosts all attacks by an XXL amount, which is a 30% increase, giving you a 60% total increase to your attack categories when you are in Beast, because Beast alone gives you a 30% increase to all of them. Combine them, obviously you get 60. Now, you're also getting a boost to your movement speed by an XXL amount, so you're going to be zooming around the damn map and just wherever you are in PvE, whether it's a parallel quest or a raid, you are going to be moving insanely fast. And then also you get an increase to the damage taken from all attacks, which really doesn't matter in a PvE situation because you're going to have healing items, things like that. And a lot of times in a lot of PvE things, especially parallel quests, you're really not taking much damage anyway. But that 60% total increase when you combine this Super Soul with the Beast Awoken gives you massive damage in parallel quests and raids, which just obviously in raids it's very helpful to get your score up that much quicker so you can get to that 50k 30k mark, whatever you're looking for in terms of rewards out of said raid. And then in parallel quest, having that much more damage of course is more helpful because it'll just make the parallel quest go by that much faster. Now, I don't like this for PvP because, well, it takes a minute to actually activate. And if you really think about it, most matches on Xenoverse 2 take about a minute to 2 minutes at max. Well, I wouldn't say at max, but on average, it's about a minute to between 2 minutes total for matches on Xenoverse 2 when it comes to rank. And that means you won't have a Super Soul active for about 50% of the match. That right there does suck when it comes to a PvP setting. And even if the match went to the max 3-minute marker, right, you still don't have your Super Soul for 33% of the match. Like, at the very most, it'll be 33% taken away from you, and that is, again, if it actually goes 3 minutes, which most matches do not. Like I said, they're about 1 minute to 2 minutes long on average when you're playing a PvP match on this game. So that is why I don't like to use this for PvP, because again, there can be matches where, well, you just don't get a boost from your Super Soul at all, or you get a boost for like 30 seconds to 1 minute, as opposed to having one that'll be working for a like 75% of the match, 1.5 minutes, 2 minutes long, once, because some start from the beginning, some takes 20 seconds to start. So again, that whole minute at the very beginning is why I don't like to use this Super Soul personally when it comes to PvP. Now, getting into the PvP Super Souls. This one right here, I think, is just great for all situations, all builds, all, like, everything. Like, there's no build that this Super Soul is not good on when it comes to PvP, and let me explain why. What it does, guys, a bit of time after the battle starts, you get a boost to your strength of all attacks by a medium amount, boost your movement speed by a large amount, and you activate Ki Auto Recovery mode. Now, unlike the Gotenks Super Soul, just because it says a bit of time after the battle starts doesn't mean it takes exactly as long. This one actually only takes 20 seconds to activate. 20 seconds to 1 minute is a major difference in a PvP match. So after 20 seconds, you are going to be getting that boost to your attacks by a medium amount, which is a 10% increase. So you're going to be looking at a 40% total increase with the Beast Awoken when you combine that 30% and the 10%. Then you're also getting a boost to your movement speed by a large amount, which is very good for PvP on this game. And then also you're going to get Ki Auto Recovery mode at the same time, which again is very good. Now, yes, Beast does have a Ki Restoration boost as well, so when you combine that with the activation of Ki Auto Recovery, you're just going to have basically infinite Ki in the Beast form with this Super Soul right here. And again, you're going to be doing 40% damage increased from your base with the Beast Awoken and the Super Soul when you combine them, and that is some serious damage when it comes to a PvP setting, especially considering you're also getting a 15% boost to your movement speed, and there are no negatives. That is really why I think this Super Soul is just so great for PvP and literally any build. Like, I just cannot think of any build that this Super Soul would not work on and be very good for. This Super Soul first was initially used as a big Super Saiyan Blue Evolution type of thing because it gives you that Ki Auto Recovery mode. But again, it is really good on any kind of build in this game. Like, I can't think of a build where this Super Soul would not be good, because again, you're just getting positives and you're getting no negatives at all. So I really do love this Super Soul. I think it's one of the best in the game, and this is a Super Soul that does come from a raid, guys, for anybody wondering how to get it who does not have it. It comes from a raid. I don't remember exactly what raid, but just know anytime that this raid does come around, I will always say and put it in the title that it is a must do raid, because again, to me, it's definitely the best Super Soul for like Blue and Blue Evolution, and maybe the best Super Soul for Beast at the same time, and it's the one that I probably use the most when it comes to my Beast builds. Now, there are two other Super Souls that I like to use with Beast. The first one is the Toppo Super Soul, guys. I've cast aside everything for this. The reason I like to use this one, it's not necessarily for like trying to win matches. Like, of course, when we play PvP, I'm always trying to win all matches, but at the same time, there are certain builds that I'm just trying to have a lot of fun with as well. And this Super Soul right here really turns you in to an absolute glass cannon. Like, that is what I believe their intention was when making the Beast Awoken originally. They tried to make it like a glass cannon type of Awoken skill, because it's the only Awoken now that actually decreases, or increases I should say, the amount of damage that you take. So your defense actually goes down with that Awoken skill, right? Well, this Super Soul is pretty much like another edition of Beast stacked on top of itself, because you do get a boost to your strength of all attacks by an XXL amount, which is 30% increase, which is also what the Beast form gives you. So when you combine them, you're looking at a 60% total increase to the amount of damage that you dish out for all attacks. Then you're also going to be looking at an increased damage taken from all attacks by a 10% increase. So now you're going to be taking 30% more damage overall with this Super Soul. So you're looking at a 60% damage increase and a 30% damage increase to yourself when it comes to your defense, because again, this is truly a Glass Cannon Super Soul, and when combined with the Glass Cannon Awoken in the Beast form, well, you're making the ultimate Glass Cannon build. So I don't think that this one is necessarily the best Super Soul for Beast, but it's definitely one of the funnest Super Souls for Beast when it comes to a PvP setting, because this is always active. Unlike the Gotenks Super Soul, which takes a minute to actually activate, this one right here is always active, my boys. And if you're running like a male Majin build, this Super Soul on Beast becomes absolutely insane because male Majins get that defensive buff when their stamina is over, I believe it's either the 20 or 25% mark of their total stamina. They get that defensive buff, so they're really not going to be taking very much damage compared to an actual normal character on this game. So when you combine this on a male Majin with the Beast Awoken, you are looking at an insane build, and it's probably the best Super Soul for the male Majins, but obviously not a lot of people run that, and I don't usually run it. I just run this Super Soul right here on my Saiyan for when I'm just trying to have fun and truly have that feeling of a true glass cannon, like a glass cannon. Glass in the sense that if I get touched, I'm breaking, but I'm a cannon at the same time. If I touch you, that's your ass, just saying. Now, moving on though to the last and final Super Soul. This Super Soul, I think, is really good for Beast more than other Awokens in the game, and that is because the Beast Awoken skill is a little bit different in terms of what you truly need out of it. Like with the Beast Awoken, that damage increase to what you're taking, like that defensive debuff, is definitely noticeable without a doubt. But if you have a Super Soul like this, power, a lot of power, it's great. It increases your maximum ki and your maximum stamina by 3 bars apiece. This right here gives you a lot more freedom that definitely comes in handy a lot more for a Beast Awoken as opposed to others, because normally, guys, especially when it comes to like the male Saiyan, any race really except for Namekians and male Majins, I don't invest anything into my health. I just feel like health is not that much of an important stat. But when you're taking into account that you're going to be taking 20% more damage, having that 83 to 125 boost in your health definitely can come into effect, and you can definitely notice it being a little bit more helpful in the beast form again, because like I said, you are taking that 20% extra damage. So if you do utilize that Krillin Super Soul, you can buff up your health, which normally would not be up there like it is. Like, I don't ever run 83 in health or 125 in health. I do not do that. But with the Beast Awoken, if I combine the Super Soul with it, I do have that option because, well, again, you're getting a 3-bar buff to your stamina and ki based off that Super Soul right there. And if you run a QQ Bang that has a +5 to stamina, you will have maxed out 10 bars of stamina in PvP without limitations. And again, you have nothing in your stamina category, but you'll still have 10 bars because of your QQ Bang and because of that Super Soul. So it just leaves you more options when it comes to your actual build, and really more points overall for your health, which is definitely helpful on a beast build in this game, because again, it's the only Awoken that actually gives you an increased damage that you take. So overall, these are what I feel are the best Super Souls from a PvE and PvP standpoint. Like I said, the one that I personally like to run the most is this one right here. I think I'm finally warmed up now. I just think it's an all-around great Super Soul. But if you're looking for that real glass cannon feel, go with the Toppo Super Soul. And then if you just want to have more options on your build and maybe get more health on a beast build, but still have those buffs coming in from your from the Awoken itself, because you're still going to be doing good damage, then I would run that Krillin one, because again, you can counteract that defensive debuff by putting that 125 or that 82 in health, whatever you're feeling at that moment in time. So to me, these are what I think are the best Super Souls for the Beast Awoken for many different reasons. I wanted to break them all down individually and see what you guys think about this as well down below in the comments. And what do you like to run the most on the Beast Awoken in Xenoverse 2? Because, well, everybody is different. I'm just putting my 2 cents out there to try and help you guys out. Maybe if you're trying to figure out a very good Super Soul for this in particular Awoken skill, these are the ones that I personally like to use, except for that Gamma 2 one, which again, like I said, is just a controversial one, which I can understand people using with Beast, but at the same time, is not one that I will ever use, because, well, if I was to get stamina broken without actually trying to transform at that point in time, I would definitely feel fairly scummy. So let me know you guys' thoughts down below in the comments, and also let me know what Super Souls you like to run with the Beast Awoken, and if you will be trying any of these out with your Beast Awoken at the same time. But till next time, man, thank you guys for watching. Hope you enjoyed, and as always, hope you have a good one. Peace, y'all.